Good morning to you. Welcome to another week on Woman's Hour. And our big guest this morning is one of Britain's most famous faces, actually, the actor Michelle Collins, who's laughing nervously. But you've no need to be nervous. She'll be talking to us in a moment. Also today, the favourite for the Grand National on Saturday is a horse called Tea for Three, and we'll talk to his trainer, Rebecca Curtis. We'll find out why Afghanistan needs more women brave enough to join the police force there, and why is the UN sending someone to the UK to find out about levels of violence against women here. That's what's in store on the programme. If you want to contact us, you can do so on Twitter at BBC Woman's Hour, or you can email the programme via our website. So Michelle Collins has really starred in two of the country's best-known shows, best-known and most leading soaps, Cindy in EastEnders she was, and Stella in Coronation Street. And perhaps more significantly, I found out in your book that you were the girl from Clapham in the Squeeze video for Up the Junction. And the line, what was the line? I never thought it would happen.
With me and the girl from Clapham.
And in the video, that was you.
I was the girl from Clapham, yes.
How did that come about? Because that impressed me almost more than anything else, to be
honest. Very random, like most of my jobs in my early life. I think I answered an advert in City Limits or something, which was a bit like Time Out. In those days, that was the sort of way that you got acting jobs, really. You looked at the stage and television, or this is sort of pre-agent days, or looked in one of those mags. And so by doing that video, I then met the director of that then started up the band Mary Wilson and the Wilsations. So that's how I got that.
And you did that. You see, I mean, I don't know whether... Is this helpful to anyone who's listening now who maybe wants their own acting career? Because you've just described that it starts kind of out of nowhere and with a huge amount of luck.
Yes, well, what happened was I always knew that I wanted to be an actress, but I went to a girls' grammar school, which wasn't very fantastic at drama. So I decided to leave at 16 and I went to a college called Kingsway Princeton College, which did a 2-year drama course. And thought then I would go on to drama school and it would all be great. And actually I was turned down by every single drama school.
But you kept going? At
the age of 17, which is quite a big thing to happen to you at the age of 17.
So why didn't you just walk away from the whole idea?
I don't know. I think it sort of made me a bit angry, actually. And I thought, no, I can do this. And I've been doing lots of acting. I've been to youth theatre, the Cockpit Youth Theatre, the Royal Court, that sort of thing. And I just thought, well, no. What do you mean you don't want me? I'll just do this on my own.
Well, where does that inner confidence come from? You carried on believing in you.
I know. I don't really know. Because I was actually a very shy child. I had an older sister who won't mind me saying, was quite loud and got all the attention, and I used to hide behind my mum. But I don't know. From a very early age, I just knew that I wanted to do something to be an actress. I don't know. Maybe it's a sort of a hunger that comes from, maybe coming from a single parent family. I really don't know, but I don't know. I just had a real determination and I'm a real grafter, I think.
Yeah, well, you've grafted and very, conspicuously grafted. I mean, you have worked in some of Britain's, you are quite modest about it, or at least you're pretending to be, Michelle, but you've worked in some of the best, most successful shows in Britain. Now, that can't be a coincidence.
How much I'd done, actually, writing the book. And I was, oh God, yeah, I did do that. Oh, yeah, I forgot I worked with Arlene Atkins. Oh, yeah, she was very nice. Yes, as I said, I'm a grafter, and I suppose in some ways I am a bit of a workaholic, and I do panic when I'm not working. But I'm also a parent. I'm a mother, and I'm a single parent. I know people get fed up with saying that all the time, but I am. So I'm the chief wage earner,
and you
in
worried,
my family,
you have to
and
keep
I worry
working.
about it. Of course I do.
So Coronation Street followed on from EastEnders, not immediately.
There's 16 years in between.
Yeah, but why do both? I mean, how common is it to do both?
I don't think it's very common at all. I think June Brown did it way back.
That's Dot in EastEnders.
Yes, sorry, yes, June Brown played Dot Cosson. Love you, June. She did it. So I don't think many people have gone sort of full circle. It came in I never ever dreamt of ever being in Coronation Street, and it came in a very weird way, because I decided that I wanted to get back to theatre, and I went to work at the Bolton Octagon, and I met David Thacker, and he said, come and do some Shakespeare, and I've never done Shakespeare before. I was absolutely terrified.
What did you do?
I played the nurse in Romeo and Juliet, and I had the best time of my life, and I was so scared. I was with all these young drama graduates who were fantastic at Shakespeare, but it was fantastic, and it was a real learning curve for me. And then I did another play after that about Fred Dibner, called The Demolition Man. I played Fred Dibner's wife, in very northern, thick Bolton, you know.
Can you do that? Oh, yes,
and,
that's good. Yeah.
I won't do it. And so the Corrie casting people came along, and when this role came about, I was asked to go and audition to play the part of Stella. So
now there's something in Coronation Street which they talk about on the set called the Rover's Fear. Now, can you describe what that is? Yeah,
a book about that. Well, basically, everyone gets the fear of the Rovers about forgetting their lines, because it's a bit like being on stage when you're behind that bar at the Rovers. I mean, I had the Rovers fear the very first day. I mean, you can imagine, you've got Roy and Hayley both turn up at the bar, you know, and I'm serving him a drink, and it's like, it's all got to be natural, and it was just absolutely terrifying. And someone said, it's okay, it's the Rovers fear. We all get it, it's the Rovers fear. And Sally, Dinevor, who plays Sally Whitaker, she's been in it for over 30 years. She still gets the Rovers fear.
Does she?
No, I don't know what it is. I come in here and I just forget my lines. It's bizarre.
In the street, you were a more you're more mature than you were when you were the horrific Cindy. Because I mean, you wreaked havoc, didn't you?
I like to say misunderstood.
Misunderstood. She was appalling. I want to hear a little bit of you. This is you in conversation with your. I mean, long suffering doesn't begin to sum it up, but here you are with Ian Beale.
I hate to think what she's going to do to you, but Stephen isn't your son. I can't lie to you anymore. You're not Stephen's father. Ian!
Boom, 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 boom. He didn't have got a word in there, poor old Ian. You were horrible to him.
That didn't even sound like my voice. Oh.
It's your Walford
accent.
accent.
I hate it. It's awful. That was awful. That was very difficult to listen to that. It's a very long time ago.
Cindy was set up to be an appalling woman. She behaved disgracefully.
Terrible mother.
Leaving broken hearts all over Walford.
Yes.
Presumably the public constantly confused you with Cindy. And I mean, in personality terms, not in appearance.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, when Cindy came in, she was the Walford bike. She was, you know, all that. I mean, I can't even tell you some of the things. But actually, in some ways, women love to they love Cindy in a way, because she did things that they didn't have the courage to do. I don't know. Or maybe people did really like her. They certainly didn't approve of her, but I think they liked to watch her. It's like we all like to play a baddie in a way. It's in a way it's far more interesting and exciting.
Can you in any way, when you're in a soap so successful like EastEnders or Coronation Street, dictate the course of your character's journey?
Not really. Not so much. Definitely not in Coronation Street. I don't know about EastEnders. And even when I was there, you couldn't really. I mean, they tend to try and keep the writers away from the actors in case you might want to bribe them or something. You know,
people would be doing that, would they?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, to get a storyline, presumably.
I think that, yes, I think so. No, I mean, they do tend to try and keep us away, just because I think, you know, you don't really know what's going to happen. Sometimes, do you really want to know? I don't know. I mean, sometimes you'll meet with a producer and he'll say, look, this is what's going to happen. If you've got an amazing story, like, I suppose, Hayley and Roy, I think they had a lot of say in that story, because that was a huge story, wasn't it?
Well, it was absolutely massive. And even those of us who've slightly fallen out of love with Coronation Street watched that episode.
It was amazing.
The acting was superb. Now, I know we haven't got very much time. You have got a daughter. Is there any chance she'll follow in your successful footsteps?
I thought I was nervous. No, I think she's far too intelligent.
Michelle, thank you. You're self-deprecating, I have to say, you really are. And and you know, you have worked so hard for so long. It's lovely to meet you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
That's Michelle Collins, and her book is called This Is Me. Some good stories there. If you've ever watched the soaps, you'll love that book. Michelle, thank you very much.
Here's today's lineup.